Cerritos Planning Commission regular meeting to order. First, please rise if you can. Commissioner Surtee will lead us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everyone stand up, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Acuna, Ms. Acuna, can you do the roll call, please?
Yes. Okay. Commissioner Surtee,
present.
Commissioner Reyes,
Here.
Vice Chair Chauhan,
Present.
and Chair Au.
Present.
Okay. Is noted for the record of Commissioner Javeri's absence.
Can I entertain a motion to excuse Commissioner Javeri?
I make a motion to approve Commissioner Javeri, to excuse Commissioner Javeri from the Planning Commission meeting today.
I second.
Okay, the motion was made by Vice Chair Chauhan and seconded by Commissioner Surtee that activated the electronic voting and all. Okay. And the motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Before we continue, I would like to acknowledge that one of our city council members, Council Member Yokoyama, is here in the audience. Thank you very much. So next we have the public comments and suggestions. This section is reserved for public comments on consent calendar and on items not listed as on the agenda, but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of this commission. Do we have any public speakers?
Yes, thank you, Chair Au. We have one speaker looking to speak under agenda item number 4, David Pileman.
David Pileman, 7842 Sun Valley Way. So last night, the Director of Community Development asked me whether I was going to be present here tonight because she said this was an exciting agenda tonight. So I'm glad that the butcher knife did not get taken to this commission. So I'm glad that Planning Commission is basically still intact and will be meeting routinely. It is, however, unfortunate that last night I was present in the chamber for another commission meeting, and there were 4 people present. And again, tonight, there are 4 people present. I can't help but wonder whether the recent action by the council has some effect on absenteeism in the commissions. But I realize that you did excuse, so I'm sure Mr. Jabari has a good reason. I'm less interested in the 2 agenda items that you have tonight than I am in a continuation of the previous topic that I've had about involvement of the commission. So I'm just wondering whether the the advanced planning director did provide to some of you information that you requested at the last meeting. I've spent quite a bit of time with the municipal code over the last month, and I found some very interesting things that I thought needed to be modified. So I believe Chapter 22 is the one I spent most of my time with. So I'm hope that we'll come back to that topic at a future meeting. Possibly Mr. Chauhan will ask questions about the lights and signs on the 2 issues that are before you tonight. Again, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate the consideration I was given at the last meeting to speak early. Mr. Reyes, I thank you for that. I will be here till the end tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pileman. Do we have any other speakers? Seeing none, I would close the public comments and suggestions. The next agenda item is consent calendar. And the items listed under consent calendar are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion, subject to discretion of the commission. There will be no separate discussion of these items. So the only item we have here is to approval of minutes of our June 3rd regular meeting.
Chair, I would like to move to approve the regular planning commission meeting dated June 3, 2026.
Thank you, Commissioner
Seconded.
Reyes. Thank you, Vice Chair.
Okay, the motion to approve the minutes passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Acuna. Now we move on to agenda item number 6 and 6A, review and consideration to waive full reading of and adopt a resolution of the Cerritos Planning Commission recommending approval of Precise Plan 2026-6, a proposal by Dick's Sporting Goods Incorporated for the construction of Dick's House of Sport, a new retail and sports experience store consisting of blah, blah, blah. Do we have a staff report for this item?
Yes, good evening, Chair Au and members of the Planning Commission. Agenda item number 6A, as mentioned, is a request by the Dick's Sporting Goods Incorporation for the approval of Precise Plan 2026-6 to allow for the redevelopment of the former Sears site location within the Los Cerritos Center, located at 100 Los Cerritos Mall. This evening, I will be presenting the proposed project and staff's analysis and recommendation to the Commission. Following the presentation, I, along with the rest of the community development staff, and as well as city's environmental consultants, will be available to answer any questions. The proposal under agenda item number 6A is a request, represents a significant reinvestment in the Los Cerritos Center tonight through the transformation of the former vacant department store. The project includes the construction of a new 2-story retail and sports experience store known as Dick's House of Sports, an innovative retail concept by Dick's Sporting Goods. The project site encompasses approximately a 4.6 acre at the northern location of the Los Cerritos Center. For further details, I would like to direct your attention to the screen for a presentation. This before you is an aerial view that shows the project site's location. It's consisting of the former Sears building located at the northern anchor of the Los Cerritos Center Regional Shopping Mall. The Regional Shopping Center is generally bounded to the north by 183rd Street, beyond which is the Plaza 183rd Shopping Center. To the west of the Regional Center is bordered by the Interstate 605 or the San Gabriel River Freeway, and to the south by South Street, and to the east by Gridley Road. Before you here is a closer aerial view of the proposed project location, highlighting the northern portion of the site and the former Sears building. This aerial photo shows the project location and its current zoning designation. The project site is located within the Area Development Plan 21 zone, or ADP 21, as shown on the map before you. The surrounding areas include other areas located within the ADP 21 zoning district, as well as the remainder of the Los Cerritos Center, which is zoned regional commercial. Surrounding commercial centers located to the north, south, and east of the Los Cerritos Center are also zoned regional commercial, as illustrated on the map before you here. Before you, here is the view of the former Sears building looking southeast, so from the north side of the building. The former Sears operated at the center for several decades before vacating the building in 2019. Since that time, the building has remained vacant with only occasional temporary uses occupying portions of the space. Here's a view of the current conditions of the project site looking south. Demolition permits were issued in March of 2026, and demolition activities are currently underway. The project site is currently fenced and undergoing demolition of the former Sears building and associated loading areas. What is before the Commission tonight is the applicant's request for approval of Precise Plan 2026-6 to redevelop the former Sears site within the Los Cerritos Center with the Dick's House of Sports, a retail and sports experience store. The project includes the construction of a new approximately 142,000 square foot two-story retail building. In addition to the retail space, the facility will feature amenities such as indoor climbing walls, golf simulators, and equipment testing and demonstration areas, allowing customers to test, practice, and customize equipment before purchase. The project also includes a 18,500 square foot outdoor athletic field to support these experiential activities. Other site improvements to the project include upgraded landscaping and related site enhancements adjacent to the proposed new building. This is the proposed site plan and conceptual landscape plan for the proposed redevelopment of the project site. As shown, the project includes a new two-story building with loading dock areas generally located in the same location as the prior former Sears building. Immediately to the west is the outdoor athletic field, which will be directly accessible from the retail store. The site has also been designed with extensive perimeter landscaping to soften the appearance of both the building and the fenced athletic field. Along the eastern side of the building, a dense landscape planter is proposed to provide a variety of trees, shrubs, and other plantings to enhance the streetscape. In addition, a parkway-style landscape planter will line the internal drive aisle, helping to create a more attractive pedestrian and vehicle environment while integrating the project into the Los Cerritos Center. Before you use the proposed landscape palette for the development, staff has reviewed the proposed landscape plans and determined that they exceed the city's minimum landscape requirements while maintaining consistency with the Los Cerritos Center Master Tree Plan. In addition to the proposed project, the property owners continue to enhance the shopping center by upgrading the trees landscaping in accordance with the city's requirements. Customer access to the newly proposed building will be provided through a primary entrance located on the north elevation of the building, as well as a secondary entrance along the south side of the building, which will connect directly to the interior common areas and access to the rest of the Los Cerritos Center. The following slides include architectural renderings provided by the applicant to illustrate the proposed design of the new two-story building and the outdoor and the other amenities. This first rendering shows the building location looking southwest, featuring its multi-story indoor rock climbing wall located near the northeast corner of the building and visible through an expansive storefront glazing, emphasizing the experiential nature of the proposed development. This rendering here shows the building's frontage looking southeast. The main entrance shown here is highlighted by a series of tower elements, including a central architectural feature that reaches approximately 66 feet in height and serves as the visual focal point of the building. It is noted that all tower elements have been designed with a four-sided architectural treatment. This rendering depicts the proposed east side of the building. As shown, the project incorporates an extensive landscaping along the building's perimeter, including a variety of trees and shrubs that softens the building's appearance and enhance the overall site aesthetics. Consistent with the architectural treatment on all buildings, the east elevation incorporates decorative brick veneer, expansive storefront glazing, aluminum plate cladding, and aluminum composite material panels. These materials provide visual interest and high-quality architectural design. Lastly, this rendering shows the west side of the building together with the proposed outdoor athletic field. The west elevation continues the project's four-sided architectural treatments through the consistency with use of the enhanced materials. Together with the adjacent landscaping and athletic field, the design features an attractive and visually interest to the proposed project. The slide illustrates the proposed colors and materials for the project. A material board has been provided for the Planning Commission for review on screen. As shown and as discussed, the building incorporates a variety of enhanced materials, as well as various colors, including the Dick's Sporting Goods signature Hartford Green accent color. The proposed project exceeds the city's architectural design standards by incorporating enhanced materials well over 40% on each building elevation. Combined with the varied rooflines, architectural facades, and changes in materials, the design creates a high-quality architectural appearance that is consistent with the city's requirements. As the Commission may be aware, earlier in the year, the City Council established several new zoning designations to implement the city's state-certified housing element. One of these areas, Area Development Plan 21, applied to the housing element Site B, which encompasses approximately 20 acres located within the northwestern portion of the Los Cerritos Center and including the project site. Site B is planned to accommodate up to 375 future residential units while allowing for the continued operations and redevelopment of commercial uses. The proposed project tonight occupies approximately 4.6 acres and does not reduce or preclude the site's future residential development capacity under the city's certified housing element. The project tonight has been evaluated in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act, and staff has determined to be that the project is categorically exempt under CEQA Guidelines Section 15332, the Class 32 infill exemption. Tonight is a public hearing item, and notices were issued to all property owners within a 500-foot radius of the subject property within prior to 10 days prior to this evening's hearing, as required by Cerritos Municipal Code. Notices were also posted at the city's 4 designated public posting locations on June 19th of this year. Prior to this evening's meeting, staff received 1 written public comment regarding the project's CEQA analysis. The comment was distributed to the Planning Commission and made available to the public for review. Copies were made available as well at tonight's meeting, and additional copies may be requested from the Office of the City Clerks during regular business hours. All written comments received have been provided to the Commission tonight for consideration as part of the evening's public hearing. It is staff's recommendation at this time that the Planning Commission review and discuss the information presented, conduct a public hearing, and adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council approve Precise Plan 2026-6 for the proposed new development for the Dick's House of Sports location. This concludes staff's presentation. Staff would be happy to answer any questions at this time that the Commission may have, as well as project applicant and architect are also available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Acuna. Do we have any questions?
Yes.
Please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Before we can proceed any further with this discussion, I would like the staff to answer, I just want to hear the answer regarding the letter that was submitted to us by the Supporters Alliance for Environmental Responsibility, which is SAFER, and they're represented by law firm, and they're invoking the exemption on Class 32 categorical. They're saying that we are violating the CEQA exemption because the project has significant air quality, traffic, and noise impact in the community. Therefore, this is their argument. So I want to hear how we saw that, and we're saying that it does not. So there's seems to be. I want to know where we stand regarding that objection.
Thank you, Commissioner, for the question. The City Attorney's Office has analyzed the letter that was provided by the group you mentioned, SAFER, with regards to this project, and just a couple of responses when it comes to that letter. The first thing is that this is part of an overall project, this action that is being taken today, the construction and the demolition. A notice of exemption was previously posted in February of this year. That group had a certain amount of time after that notice of exemption was posted to make their objections. They did not make it within a timely fashion, so their letter today is untimely. Secondly, the letter is deficient because there is, beyond a conclusory statement as to why they believe an exception to the exemption occurs, they have not provided any detail as to why they think the analysis regarding air quality, traffic, and noise is deficient. And lastly, I would just say that the city CEQA consultant, Dudek, has done an extensive analysis, potential air quality, traffic, and noise impacts. Air quality has been analyzed significantly in Attachment D to the memorandum that you receive. Traffic's at Attachment B, and noise impacts are at Attachment C. Based on Dudek's extensive analysis, it has been determined that there's no significant air quality, traffic, or noise impacts that would disallow the use of the Class 32 exemption, and as such, we disagree with the statement taken in the letter, and the Planning Commission can invoke and approve this project with the Class 32 categorical exemption.
Well, thank you for that response. So we have three response to this. So first of all, we posted, and they missed the deadline. They missed the deadline to challenge this CEQA. This CEQA exemption. And secondly, you are correct. I mean, the letter is really a 2-paragraph letter and does not offer any support regarding their claim of the violation of the CEQA exemption. And third, yes, I have looked the Dudek's report, and we have the study, and they did not provide any. So, okay, thank you very much, and I agree with your statement.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Any more questions?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any other locations, any other House of Sports, Dick's House of Sports locations in any other part of the country.
Thank you, Commissioner Surdy. At the time when the formal public hearing is open, staff will direct that question to the applicant.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair.
So in looking at this project, one, we're basically replacing one retail store with another retail store, albeit a brand new store. So, however, when we look at the conditions, I am asking for clarification. I think it's on the back. With such a beautiful building and what they're attempting to do, one of the conditions just caught my eye, which is 52-C, prohibition of window graphics. As somebody who really likes sport, would there be an exception should the store wish to put up some window graphics that are appropriate to a sporting event, i.e., if the Dodgers win again, love to see Dodgers. Or if the USA should win the soccer, I'd love to see USA wins. So is that prohibition very, very tight that they cannot, or could temporarily be allowed?
Thank you, Vice Chair Chao-Han. So in regards to your question for those in attendance or listening in, condition number 52C is in regards to prohibition of window graphics. And it's on top of a standard condition of approval, number 43, which essentially relates to the city sign ordinance requirements, and it's consistent with that to prevent any window signs. There is a minimum under the city's sign code, a minimum percentage that would be permitted for window signage. So that this condition is to ensure that the new business is compliant with that. If there's any exceptions, some exceptions would be considered on a temporary basis. The city's municipal code does allow for temporary signage permits that could be considered for window signs as well, for special events such as the World Series or any other sports events within the area.
Thank you so much. And to Mr. Pileman, and I love the signage because I'd love to see big, bold signage that highlights the store.
Thank you, Vice Chair Chao-Han. My question is, in the staff report, we see a lot about the interior and exterior designs. What about the parking? Where is the main dedicated parking area to this facility?
Thank you, Chair Al. The parking for the facility is similar to other locations within the Los Cerritos Center. It's a shared parking area amongst the center. So this location, as noted, it's a redevelopment of the former Anchor site at the northern end of the regional mall, and so it would be taking over that space. The parking, there is no modifications. There are some slight increase to some landscape directly to the west of the building location, but the parking will remain. And as noted in staff's report, the shared parking within the center is well accommodating for this proposed use, as well as the remaining areas of the center.
Yeah, just to clarify myself. First of all, I like this project, and I think I believe it's going to bring in more customers, and especially younger generation customers. But my concern mostly is about the traffic and the parking. Currently for the Los Cerritos Mall, the main freeway access is through South Street. It's already pretty crowded, pretty busy. Is any possibility to work with like Caltrans to have an additional freeway exit at maybe 183rd? Is that a possibility? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Al. To answer your question, there are a certain number of warrants that would need to be met in order to the city to require that improvement to the off-street improvements to the Caltrans. And then also Caltrans would need to be involved in those discussions. As part of staff's review, also included a traffic consultant, applicant's traffic consultant prepared a traffic transportation analysis as well under review under the Class 32 exemption, and evaluated the project's vehicle miles traveled and other transportation-related impacts. Concluded that the project would not result in any significant transportation impacts. But again, and as mentioned before, additional details regarding the parking, it's assumed that the project is taking over the space of the former Sears location, which is a larger in building footprint size, at a larger size. So that, along again with the analysis that was prepared, felt that it was not warranted for any other off-site improvements.
Thank you very much. Any further questions from the?
One more follow-up question is, I'd like to hear from the sporting store people about this multi-story indoor rock climbing and what it might look like?
Certainly, we
Maybe-
can direct those questions. If there's any other questions for the applicants at this time, I would ask that the public hearing be made open, and we can direct those questions to them.
Any more questions? No. So now I'd like to open the public hearing on this agenda item. Do we have any speakers for this?
Thank you, Chair. Al, at first, I would like to ask the applicant's representative to speak first, if that would be allowed by the commission.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'd allow them to also speak to the two questions that were presented regarding whether there's other locations of this facility within California or outside of state, as well as more details. I might also probably refer to this the applicant's architect who is in attendance and regarding the rock climbing feature of the proposed project, and also speak to any other items that the commission may have.
Good evening. My name is Brian Basic. I'm the Vice President of Development for Dick's Sporting Goods, 345 Court Street, Coraopolis, Pennsylvania. Thank you, first of all, for having us here tonight and for this opportunity to present this great project. Staff did a very comprehensive report, so I'll just keep my general comments brief. I think it's important to provide a little bit of context about what House of Sport is and how it's different from the rest of our fleet and what this initiative really means. And to do that, I'd like to start with how our executive chairman issued a challenge to his executive team about 8 years ago. He wanted us to build the store that would put us out of business if it opened across the street. So that gave our creative teams a lot of flexibility to really reimagine what the future of sport retail was going to be. So what makes it different? First and foremost is the size of the building. The most common footprint of a Dick's Sporting Goods store across the country, of which there are about 725, is 50,000 feet on a single level. This store will be over 140,000 feet on 2 levels, which will make it one of the largest houses of sport in our fleet once it's constructed. And what we can do with that space is really what makes it special. We create a showplace for our vendors and our brand partners to bring the best merchandise forward that they have. And we do such a good job of it that we're getting more merchandise than ever before, the best assortments, the best colorways, to really elevate the merchandise experience for our customers. And then staff went through a lot of the experiential components, so I'll just touch on them a little bit. We have an elevated golf area that's sort of like having a Golf Galaxy Performance Center as part of the store. Golf simulators, a pro, you can have lessons, fittings, very popular. We have an indoor multi-sport cage where athletes can test out equipment, baseball bats, soccer balls, field hockey sticks, use the technology to evaluate the product they want to buy. The climbing wall, which is a 35-foot climbing wall, it's 4-sided. In this particular case, it is on the corner of the building encased in glass, so not only is it a great interior experience, but it also provides a great visual interest to the facade of the building, and we're really happy that that design component was able to be added to this store. And of course, the field. The way I would describe the field is it's really a blank canvas for our local teams who are going to be a part of your community to really engage with the community and deepen that connection through events, clinics, open play. Really, the sky's the limit. And we don't prescribe to those folks what to do on the field. We let them kind of lead by knowing what's right for the community and to make it a real community amenity rather than just a retail location. I'd like to also say that the architectural design of this particular store is very different. We have a prototype for Houses of Sport that we're very proud of, and this is not it. There are only 3 locations currently under the development that will look like this store. We believe that the market of Cerritos and the mall and the strength of those things warranted early on to really look at how can we make this even elevated. Every House of Sport is elevated. This is even more elevated than our other Houses of Sport. So we're very proud of the product that we're putting forward today. And to answer the question of our store counts, currently today we have 36 Houses of Sport open. They are all over the country. The first one was in Victor, New York. They're in the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Ohio, Minnesota. We have one in Arizona. We're about to open one in Colorado, and we do not yet have any in California. Our first California locations will open in the spring of next year, and we hope to open this one in the spring of 2028 in time for the LA Olympics. And we're very excited about that opportunity as well. So again, thank you to staff for all of the collaboration and cooperation over the past many months to get to this important step in the process. And if you have any other questions, we have the whole team here ready to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Basic. That was a great challenge. I think that was a forward-thinking challenge from your CEO, whoever. That's a great. That's, people should copy that challenge all over the place. Anyway, I'm just a little disappointed because I'm a swim and water polo fan, and there's no aquatic stuff in your facility. You are golf. I play golf, but but I hope swim and aquatics can catch up. So anyway, quick question for you. What's the current foot traffic in your store? And what do you think will be the expected foot traffic once you get this?
I don't know the exact foot traffic of the existing store at Cerritos. It is a little bit bigger than our typical stores, but we are finding through empirical data now that we have a number of these open that we will just about double typical foot traffic. And I can say with some confidence that approaching 2 million visitors a year would not be out of the question.
You're giving Disneyland a run for their money. So, the reason I'm asking that is because this is an opportunity for employment for our kids, for people. So how much, I don't know what you call your staff or employee, but how many current employee do you have, and what's the projection? Is it going to be double your staff also because you double the traffic?
Yeah, that's one thing that's also a component of the House of Sport initiative is a focus on customer service. And if you look at the typical labor model of a Dick's Sporting Goods store, we double and sometimes even triple it. Now, I don't think we'll triple the Cerritos store because it's a larger store and it already has quite a bit of staff, but I would be comfortable saying up to twice as many employees as are currently in the store. I don't have the FTEs with me. We can absolutely provide that to the commission. If you want to get a little bit more granular in the data, we can provide an employment report.
So you are expecting to start on spring 2028 for the Olympics?
Correct. Yeah.
So what's the how do you project the hiring process? Is 2 months, 3 months, or just to let the community know if you're going to hire people? Will you start hiring 3 months before the opening?
Probably a little bit before, 3 months before the opening. Our new store operations team will basically do what we call a mass hiring event. And it's interesting to note that employees of existing stores that are in Dick's Sporting Goods stores don't automatically get to work in a House of Sport. It is like a interview, so to speak, because that labor model and the expectation of the level of service that we provide is so high. You basically have to go ask for your job again. So it's a matter of months beforehand to make sure that the staff is fully ready. We get the store typically, the operations team typically takes the store over about 2 months beforehand, so those folks need to be all hired and onboarded so that when we have the ability to enter the store and stock and train, they're all hired and ready to go.
So what's the closest Dick's here? I know there's one in Mission Viejo, I think, or a couple of places here, right? I mean,
The closest
Dick's store.
Dick's store is at the mall.
I mean, how many other what's the closest? You have one in is it Mission Viejo or? In South
We
Cal?
do have a number of locations
around here.
in California. I would say that the way that we started in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that we advanced into California was more through acquisition than organic development. And so we actually are making a big push into California now because we want to put our best foot forward and really have the brand represented the way that we know we can. So we can get you a list of all 725.
The reason I'm asking is, why Cerritos? I mean, I would like to know what attracted you guys to expand here in Cerritos of all the other places you have, and that's something we need to proud on. That's something we need to be aware that we're doing something right here because you chose Cerritos to expand this very, very good project, and this is a blessing to the community. This is something that will bring economic development and money to the city. So, my question: why Cerritos?
We have a number of parameters that we look at when we look at a site. Population is important. Obviously, we have that in spades, not just in Cerritos, but in Southern California and the LA market. We also look at how we do in certain stores. And lucky for us, we have a store at the mall, so we know exactly what our sales are. And since we can pretty routinely sort of do twice as much as we're currently doing when we move across the hall to a House of Sport, we get a pretty good idea that the customer is here. Beyond that, we have a great relationship with Macerich. We know the mall does tremendously well. So it kind of is a confluence of a number of factors, and it checked all the boxes here in Cerritos. The other thing is, it's hard for us to find the real estate. And we are big users of department stores that have gone away. We've taken over a number of Sears boxes across the country. And the fact of the matter is, Sears had great real estate. They're defunct as a retailer now. But when they built their sites originally, it was great real estate. So we love the visibility, we love the access, we love the population, and we know we're going to perform here because we perform here already.
Thank you, Mr. Basic, and that concludes my question at this time.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Yes,
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I have two questions. One is, what kind of revenue you think that, what kind of sales revenue you think that Dick's Sports or this particular project would do? Okay, in terms of and also what kind of, will that be sustainable revenue, okay, over time? And the second question is that, are there going to be any kind of advertising or cross promotion with the Olympics that's coming up to bring more customers to Cerritos?
Yeah, so I can't get too specific on our projections. What I can tell you is that the House of Sport units are routinely doing over $30 million in sales. Personally, and this is not the view of the company, but we haven't put our best foot forward in California yet, and I think this is a tremendous market, so it's untested. I think the sky's the limit. As far as the LA 2028 Olympics, absolutely. There is a big push by our chairman to get stores open in California for the Olympics, particularly in Southern California where it will be hosted. If you take a look at the World Cup, we did a pop-up store. It's out in the parking lot. And just by way of example, that 1,000 feet that we added out in the parking lot had, through the first 10 days of the tournament, 15,000 people. And it catapulted that store to the #1 store in the entire chain for World Cup merchandise. So imagine with 140,000 feet of flexible space inside, we can move things around. We can have a World Cup extravaganza inside the store. So we absolutely are going to lean in. We're a sponsor of the Olympics, so there will absolutely be cross-promotional activities and a huge focus on LA 2028.
I have one more question. I do know that if you generate over, say, between $50 to $75 million, right, in sales, right, that means about $1 million for Cerritos, approximately. So in terms of sales tax, but I do want to know: are there going to be any kind of supplements or any kind of like I know mainly you have clothes and sporting equipment, but are there going to be any kind of food supplements that you'll be offering?
We do sort of in the checkout lines have your protein bars, your energy drinks, that kind of thing. We have not yet in any of our stores gotten into juice bars or fresh
whey
food.
protein,
It's just out. It's a little bit out of our comfort zone. So we don't have active cafes and that sort of thing. We stick to primarily soft goods retail and hard goods, sporting goods retail, with sort of convenience items throughout the store. So no plans to move into prepared foods or juice bars, protein bars, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Surtee. Vice Chair Chauhan.
So thank you for your presentation. And as you know, LA is a home to a lot of sports stars and semi-pro. So I see this store as having some great visitors who might visit. But my question is more about the infrastructure. With such a big, beautiful building full of glass, how are you going to cool it? Number one. And second, I noticed that you have a huge battery backup for this building. Can somebody elaborate as to what the intent of that is?
I can speak to the battery backup. We have solar panels on the roof per Cal Green building code, so we're required to have those, and that's the reason for the battery backup in the loading dock area. As far as how we cool it, I am not a mechanical engineer. I can bring Gensler up here to speak more in detail about our MEP design, if you'd like to hear that.
I was just curious, with so much glass, I mean, I love the building, it's beautiful, but it is something that we experience living here.
Yeah, and it's something we need to deal with, but again, very thoughtful design. We want the appearance of the glazing. We think that's, it's an important architectural presentation to have that visual interest and that breaking up of the brick, which we also very much think is a high-end treatment of the store. But it's something our professionals do on a regular basis. We have it in all of our stores.
Again, thank you very much for your presentation, and thank you for bringing forth this beautiful design. Wish you success. And my question is about the safety. When you have indoor and outdoor sports activities, how do you ensure the safety of the participants? Do you have like trained coaches or supervisors on site?
Sure. So when we have first of all, the field is fully fenced and accessible only through the store. So we never let an athlete out on the field without supervision from our field lead and their team. So there's a subsection of our labor force that is fully dedicated to the field, programming the field, monitoring the field, and we don't let anyone out there unless that person is available. So in that sense, yes, it is fully monitored. When we have events or clinics, we vet the folks that come in that run those clinics. So we have, trained professionals that if they're doing a yoga class, we have yoga instructors. If it's a soccer clinic, we have coaches that are out there basically running the clinic and ensuring the safety of the participants. But I think a big part of it is that, you can't wander in from the parking lot and just get out on the field without anyone knowing you're there. It is attached, it is an amenity, but you have to go through the store to get to it, and that way we can completely control access and ensure the safety of our athletes.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? No? Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Do we have other people who would like to speak? Seeing none, I'd like to close the public comment, public hearings for this agenda item. Any further questions, discussions from the commission? No?
So overall, I love this project. I like the way, what I was very impressed by is the DUDEC report, which I looked at in light of the letter that we received. One, this building is in a location, it's retail space replacing another retail space. Newer building, and just think about it. Had Sears become electronic, they would have been the Amazon, but here we are. That said, the noise factors are not relevant because this building sits at a location right next to the 605 freeway. So when I look at the particular matter, because I happen to like that area, it doesn't substantially increase anything. It doesn't affect the water quality. I looked at this report. It is just replacing one building with another new building. So thanks for your application and thanks to DUDEC for this report, which I looked at. That's why I had so few questions. My questions were answered through this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Xiaohan. Yes.
I just want to say that we're excited to welcome Dick's Sporting Goods to our community, and we look forward to how it's going to bring opportunities for our community, for our businesses and our residents. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comments, and I'm sure we all share your enthusiasm. Now may I entertain a motion to approve Precise Plan 2026-6.
I move, Mr. Chair, I would like to move.
I would, sorry, I
Oh,
don't
you have to
mean
reread
interrupt.
it, yes.
I just want to clarify, for tonight, the Planning Commission is considering a recommendation to
recommendation,
the City
yes.
Council. So if the commission has a motion to adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council approve Precise Plan 2026-6. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I would move that the commission waive full reading and adopt a resolution of the City Regions Planning Commission recommending approval of Precise Plan 2026-6 to the City Council.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes.
Seconded.
We have a motion and we have a second. Let's vote.
At this time, the electronic voting has been activated. Okay, all votes have received and the motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. Applicant. Now we move on to the next agenda item, 6B. Review and consideration to waive full reading of and adopt a resolution of the Cerritos Planning Commission recommending approval of Precise Plan 1969-5 2026 amendment. A proposal by the property owner to remodel the exterior of the existing buildings and complete other related site improvements at the Carmenita Plaza North Shopping Center located at the 13321 to 13349 Artesia Boulevard and 17303 Carmenita Road, Cerritos, California. The subject site is zoned neighborhood commercial. And do we have a staff report for this agenda item?
Yes, thank you, Chair Al. Tonight's presentation, again, under agenda item number 6B, is a request for approval, for a request for a recommendation as well to for approval to the City Council for a Precise Plan amendment. This is in relation to exterior improvements for the commercial shopping center located on the northwest corner of Carmenita and Artesia Boulevard. Tonight's presentation on this item will be given by Senior Planner Jeremy Lowe, after which himself, as well as the rest of the community development staff, is available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Acuna. Good evening, Chair and Cerritos Planning Commissioners. Applicant Sarkis Tartarian is requesting approval of Precise Plan 1969-5 2026 amendment to permit an exterior remodel of several commercial buildings at the Carmenita Plaza North Shopping Center at the northwest corner of Artesia Boulevard and Carmenita Road. Proposal also includes improvements to the parking lot and new landscaping. For further details, I would like to direct your attention to the screen for a presentation. This is an aerial view of the subject property, which is generally located at the northwest corner of the Artesia Boulevard and Carmenita Road intersection. The subject property is actually comprised of 3 out of 6 parcels that make up the Carmenita Plaza North Shopping Center. The property is bordered on the north by Stowers Elementary School, zoned open space, on the south by Artesia Boulevard, across which are properties zoned single-family residential, on the west by properties zoned single-family residential, and on the east by Carmenita Road, across which are properties zoned single-family residential and neighborhood commercial. This is an enlarged aerial view that shows the details of the property. The project scope is outlined in blue and only includes commercial and retail buildings on the northerly portion of the shopping center. The other parcels are not included in the project scope due to the multiple property ownership structure of the entire shopping center. Within the Carmenita Plaza North Shopping Center, as previously mentioned, to the south of the subject properties and not included as part of the project scope is a property containing a liquor store, a property containing multiple inline retail spaces, and a gasoline service station shaded in blue. Here's a view facing west showing the former market space and minimal landscaping in the existing parking lot. Here's a view facing north, showing the inline retail spaces and minimal landscaping in the existing parking lot. This is a site plan showing the subject property and shopping center with the subject properties highlighted in red. Shown in a darker shade of gray are paved areas which will be demolished to allow for new planter areas and enhanced outdoor space. The shopping center was approved via precise plan in 1969 and developed in 1970. The approval of the shopping center and its construction precedes, the city's adoption of landscape and parking standards. In staff's analysis, the existing landscape and parking was determined to be deficient, but is a legal non-conforming condition due to development preceding the city's adoption of standards. This is a proposed site plan and conceptual landscape plan. The shopping center was originally approved via precise plan in 1969 and developed in 1970. And as mentioned, the landscaping and parking was deemed deficient but legal non-conforming. In compliance with the Cerritos Municipal Code, the applicant is proposing to significantly increase the amount of landscaping throughout the site and repave and restripe the parking lot as part of the exterior facade remodel of the subject buildings. To further beautify the site, other site improvements include relocating the row of parking directly adjacent to the inline retail spaces and creating an enhanced outdoor area with covered dining spaces surrounded by raised stone planters. The applicant is also proposing to add additional landscape planters throughout the parking lot in compliance with the Cerritos Municipal Code. In regards to parking, the project requires a total of 209 parking stalls for the project area. The existing parking count for the project area is 192 parking stalls. Due to the increased landscape areas and enhanced outdoor dining areas, the applicant is proposing 191 parking stalls, a loss of only one parking stall within the subject area. In circumstances of legal non-conforming conditions, the city seeks reasonable compliance with the Cerritos Municipal Code when total compliance is not attainable. As a result of the applicant's efforts to increase landscaping, the project brings the property into reasonable compliance. Additionally, to ensure sufficient parking is available for the new tenants, a parking analysis may be required by staff prior to approval of future tenant business licenses, depending on the use proposed. Here is the proposed plant materials, which will be used throughout the new landscape areas. The project will significantly enhance the site's landscaping by introducing this new planting throughout the parking lot, around the new covered dining areas, and along the Carmenita Road street frontage, improving overall appearance. The applicant is proposing to refresh the exterior facades with new materials and paint. Here are proposed elevations for the former market space. At the top is the front elevation of the market showing charcoal gray metal fascia panels and wood textured aluminum tube columns wrapped with stacked stone veneer. The sign area at the front will be reduced and will be the same wood textured aluminum material. The reduced sign area will reveal more of the storefront glazing behind it. At the bottom is the front elevation showing the actual storefront. The exterior will be repainted pure white with a strip of dark gray paint to mimic the charcoal gray metal fascia. The stone veneer on the columns will be light colored to complement the pure white paint. Here are proposed rear elevations showing the existing concrete masonry unit block walls and stucco will be painted pure white, and the charcoal gray metal fascia panels will wrap the entire building. Pursuant to the city's requirement for four-sided architecture, new gray metal panels are proposed on the rear elevations to provide visual interest and to complement the new front facade materials. Here are proposed elevations for the inline retail buildings. As you can see at the bottom of the slide, the charcoal gray metal fascia panels will be accented by titanium white metal tower elements with a metal block pattern. The same wood textured aluminum tube columns with light colored stacked stone veneer is proposed to be consistent with the market space. The rear elevation features the same metal panels as the market space. On this slide are the proposed materials and color for the shopping center exterior remodel mentioned earlier. The applicant is proposing to repaint the existing concrete masonry unit block walls and stucco pure white. The applicant is proposing a charcoal gray colored flush metal panel for the building fascias. Protruding from the new fascia will be a titanium white metal paneled tower elements with a block pattern on it, which mimics the existing CMU block walls. At the rear elevations, gray metal siding panels are proposed to break up the facades made entirely of CMU block walls. As proposed, new metal panels on both front and rear facades complement each other with similar materials and patterns. On this slide are additional proposed materials and paint color. As noted, all columns and raised planters will be clad in a light-colored stacked stone veneer to complement the pure white paint on exterior block walls and finishes. A dark gray paint is also proposed on the market building facade to complement the charcoal gray metal fascias. Finally, a wood-grained aluminum tube material is proposed on all columns and on the signboard at the market space. The wood texture and color will serve as an accent for the remodeled buildings. The applicant has prepared a number of perspective renderings. This is a perspective rendering showing the market space facade with new landscaping in the foreground. This is a perspective rendering facing the northwest, showing the parking lot and landscape improvements. This is a perspective rendering facing north from the drive aisle in front of the market space. Note the wood textured metal columns with stacked stone veneer in front of the market space. This is a perspective rendering from in front of the market space facing northeast, showing the new inline retail spaces. Note the lighter metal paneled tower elements protruding from the new metal fascia. To the left is a proposed water feature and seat wall planter, while to the right are covered dining areas protected by raised planters. Note the planters and building columns will be wrapped with a stacked stone veneer. Columns will feature a wood texture like in front of the market space. This is a perspective rendering showing the view opposite the last slide facing southwest and showing the market space and inline retail stores. The water feature with the seat wall planter is in the foreground. Here is a perspective rendering facing northwest showing the inline retail buildings with tower elements, covered outdoor dining areas, planters, and potted plants. Here is a perspective rendering on the easterly end of the inline retail buildings facing west, showing the outdoor dining area and covered walkway in greater detail. Again, note the wood textured metal columns, stone veneer on the planters and columns, metal soffits under the tower elements to hide any equipment, and potted plants. This is a bird's eye view of the shopping center, showing the amount of proposed new landscape planters within the remodeled parking lot. As noted in staff's report, landscaping is going to increase from 5% of unbuilt area to 15% of unbuilt area. Finally, this is a perspective rendering from Carmenita Road, showing the new landscaping in the existing bank building with lawn in front. No renovations are being proposed to the existing bank building as part of this project. This concludes the details of the proposed use. Pursuant to Section 15301 of the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, the project was reviewed by staff and has been deemed categorically exempt from CEQA review. Public notices were sent out a minimum of 10 days prior to the hearing, as well as posted at public locations. Staff did not receive any comments from the public hearing notices. Before you this evening is consideration of Precise Plan 1969-5, 2026 amendment to permit a major exterior remodel and related site improvements to a commercial shopping center at 13321 to 13349 Artesia Boulevard and 17303 Carmenita Road. At this time, it is recommended that the Planning Commission review and discuss the information provided, conduct a public hearing, and waive full reading and adopt a resolution recommending approval of the Precise Plan amendment to the City Council. This concludes staff's presentation. Staff is happy to answer any questions at this time, and the project applicants are in the audience tonight to answer any questions from the Commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for the presentation. I think this is a great project and it's long overdue. Any comments and questions from the commission?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Lowe, Jeremy. So this precise plan, 1969, the reason it's 1969 was approved in 1969 and developed in 1970, but the guidelines for parking and all that stuff didn't happen after this was developed, correct?
That is correct. The adoption of the City of Cerritos's parking standards and landscaping would have occurred in 1972.
So they are legal non-conforming, meaning they're like grandfathered, right?
Correct.
So-
At the time of construction, it was legal, and with the adoption of standards following it, it's now non-conforming. But
And
legal.
from what I heard, the only deficiencies they have is the number of parking space.
That is correct.
Because you require 209, they have 192, and based on the remodeling and new trees and stuff like that, it will be reduced to 191. So they are deficient 18 spaces from my calculation.
That is correct.
Yeah, I mean, even when they adjusted on the inline commercial, when they have those eating areas, they only lost one parking spot.
That is correct.
Wow.
So, in reorganizing the parking lot, restriping the parking lot, they managed to accommodate the loss in 16 parking spaces in front of the inline stores, resulting in only a net loss of one space.
Wow,
So
interesting.
they went from 17 spaces deficient to 18, while providing almost triple the amount of landscaping.
Wonderful, great job. You guys did a good job. So, yeah, I mean, are they? Are we going to hear some presentation from the owners or from the before? Because I would like to ask questions if they are coming up. Do you know?
I don't believe they've prepared anything, but of course, I believe they're happy to speak once the public hearing has been opened.
Okay,
Maybe
all right.
not right now.
Not right now. So I don't want to ask questions if they are going to speak. So,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Jeremy, along the line of the parking spaces, how big or how much smaller are these parking stalls as compared to what we have?
So it's hard to say what the existing spaces look like, given that almost all the striping has been is faded. However, the proposed parking does meet the city's minimum requirements. Generally speaking, parking stalls must be a minimum of 9 feet wide, and all of the parking here is at least 9 feet wide. They actually gained parking spaces at the rear of the building where the stalls were previously striped at 10 feet each, and so by shrinking those spaces to 9, they gained a couple spaces. So there's a lot of that going on this site, but all of the parking does comply with our minimum widths.
And my reason for stating that is sometimes these stalls can become so narrow that some of our bigger vehicles can barely fit in, and then they end up, basically people can't park next to it. So, and then we have a slightly aged population that do not necessarily park within one space, so it's important to consider those factors. One of the conditions is that I like the style of this building. I like the signage. It improves greatly from what it is. But there's also another problem, that we've added a lot more landscaping. And the stores I could see once from Artesia, I would not be able to see. So how will the owner address signage so that if you're on either Artesia or Carmenita, you know what's in that mall?
Thank you for that question, Commissioner. So as required by the standard conditions of approval, as well as the project-specific conditions of approval, project-specific condition of approval number 56 requires the applicant to prepare a master sign program. There isn't a timing component on this, but they will need to prepare one which will guide the new signage on the structure. As part of master sign programs for shopping centers, the applicants can and you often propose what's called a monument sign, a sign that is right by the public right-of-way where you can see a number of tenants there. And so the applicant has proposed that. We're still working with them on the master sign program, but they are preparing and are interested in preparing a monument sign. They are allowed one per street face, so they can have one on Artesia and they can have one on Carmenita. Additionally, the city does allow them to combine the monuments into one with slightly bigger dimensions, but that's generally not exercised by applicants.
No, I like but it's the owner's responsibility. But again, we have a lot of traffic that travels on Carmenita. We have a lot of traffic that goes on Artesia, and sometimes they miss the opportunities of the stores that we have. That's all. Thank you.
I just have a question. Has a tenant found a anchor tenant for that grocery store?
So I'll let the applicant speak to that. At this time, I don't know if an anchor tenant has been identified by the applicant, so we can certainly ask them.
Okay.
I have a couple questions. Number one is that you said that this project only involves this T-shaped property. It does not include the smaller rectangular property at the the southwest side, right corner, and then it does not include the corner of Artesia and Carmenita, the gas station, right? Is there anything we can do to convince those property owners to join the effort to beautify that area?
So generally speaking, we cannot compel them to match the design. However, when it comes time to do major improvements to their structures or they have a new major tenant, they would be asked to remodel their portions of the plaza. And of course, the city's standard requirements would be for enhanced materials and to have four-sided architecture. And with the consideration that this plaza is being remodeled or these properties are being remodeled, we would of course encourage them to match, but at a minimum, they would have new enhanced materials and would certainly beautify their properties as well. And I did want to add that there is the inline stores to the south along Artesia Boulevard, but between them and the market space is actually another property, which is the liquor store, in addition to the gas station.
Yeah.
And then worth noting, probably later this year, the gas station is coming in with a CUP and precise plan amendment, and so they should be remodeling their building as well.
Thank you. The next question is that this project mostly involves remodeling of the exterior, right, and the landscaping. It does not, I assume it does not involve the interior of these buildings. Is that correct?
That is correct. So when individual tenants wish to improve their spaces, especially when they move into a vacant space, they'll of course apply for permits at that time.
All right, thank you. Now let's open the public hearing. And should we invite the property owner to talk to us more about this project?
Hello, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity in this beautiful city. I own few properties in Cerritos. I always liked it. And my number one resident I bought in city. It's a good luck for me. I end up buying so many properties right now. So I started from city of Cerritos. About this project is, I'm very much looking forward for it. It's a beautiful corner, and we do have, you guys will be very proud with this corner, what I'm going to do with it. You know, and gentlemen, you guys said right now regarding how we're losing only one parking lot, thanks to Jeremy and Sabrina and I forgot your name again. So thanks for so much work out. And with my engineers, we have to redesign so we don't lose any parking. Regarding about the small parking and the small cars, so you ask for it. No, we are keeping it 9 feet. We are doing our best. So I do agree with you with that tiny parkings, especially these days. I mean, people, they just park and they don't know how to back up. So I do have that all consideration. We did add in the back of the building. It was no use before except homeless people and the people, they used to come and dump stuff over there, like a Cerritos dumpster. I have to hire 24/7 security. So we stopped that things over there. People are coming and dumping their garbage over there from other locations. So we're going to staff parking and employees parking in the back. So that's make it very easy for the customers. They come and they park in the front of the businesses. And regarding about one of you guys mentioned about the visibility from the street, if we're going to put that, the landscaping, it's going to be similar, this height. It's not that big. And every time I go somewhere, I like something, I do take a picture and I do copy the idea. That's why all of my businesses, thanks God, is all successful on everything I touch, between restaurants, the senior citizen homes and car washes and all kind of business. I mean, I always get the best ideas from the best people. I hire the best management team, architects. I mean, they all are very, very professional. So I went to this location, Catella and Valley View. They have that sitting area in that shopping center. It's on the northwest corner. It's unbelievable, next to the that Mexican restaurant. Sorry? El Torito, yes. Right next, it's very beautiful. I got the idea from there, so I took my engineer. I said, I like something similar to this, if you can approve it. Very nice sitting area. After COVID-19, sir, everybody tried to have that outdoor seating, like Europe and like every other places. Now, people, they don't even like to sit inside anymore. They like to sit outside. So I'm doing something similar in the city of Cerritos, and the signage is unbelievable. Very beautiful signs we have, very professional. Jeremy did hell of a job with that back and forth. I know it took me 1 year. Do you want me to tell him how much it cost me? No. Okay. So the 1 year to go back and forth between my engineers and Jeremy and Suprina and again, I cannot remember your name, so it's okay. Sorry about that. So, I mean, the staff, you guys have unbelievable staff, unbelievable, very cooperative, very polite. You know, I do deal with other cities too. I don't like to mention the names. I will never go back over there, so it's enough headaches we have with the other cities. So I love City of Cerritos. What else you guys like to know? Tell me. You're going to be proud with this corner. And you will see. Just give me 6 months until we open it, then you see what we're going to do.
Thank you very much. What is the reason the bank building is not included in this project?
Because bank building is different. I mean, it's, but it is, I know Mr. Jeremy said it's not included. I'm going to do the paint job outside to match the other side. The outdoor painting, yes, definitely I'm doing it. I just changed the roofing on all centers. We just we changed the roof for the bank and all the shopping center and the market. So it is included, but we are not touching anything on that but the outside now looks very ugly. The paint is old paint, like 1969 or 70, like you mentioned. We're going to do all white, matching the shopping center.
Thank you. And also, while the construction is underway, the businesses that are still there, are they going to continue with their business or?
Anybody likes to stay, you're welcome to stay for them. I'm going to give them break for the rent when I do the facelift on the shopping center. But anybody likes to leave. By the way, most of them, 80%, they are very short terms left in it. I really don't care if they leave, because right now we have two stores is empty, plus the big store is empty. I'm not hurried to rent it because I don't want I like to finish the shopping center completely. Then we could rent it to very well-known tenants. And one of the questions was what we have planned for the big store, big market. If we have any anybody wants to come, and I'll be glad to deal with them. But Bevmo, he wants to come over there, but I did not follow up with them because I'm going to a major construction. Bevmo and one more, he was Bevmo and Aldi, something like that. They do have one location in Cerritos, but they said they would like to come and do that. But only the difference between that, they want only 18,000 square feet, and my location is 22,500 square feet. So, I mean, if I choose them, then I have to cover this. I rather give it to the way it is, and I do a little bit inside the mud, not fix the wiring, because what they did, the homeless people, they were there before I bought it, and they did not even let me go in. So we bought the escrow without, I didn't have key to do the inspection, so they avoid that, and they said, this is the time. Anyway, then later after I close escrow, I find out all the wiring is stolen inside, so I have to get new wiring for the market.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I just have one question. Congratulations on this purchase, and I want to know. I know there's a school right behind the shopping center. Are there going to be any kind of like just ways to protect children from walking past to make sure that there's no accidents for kids walking through the parking lot?
Well, we are not changing the wall between the school, the high school, and the shopping center. Definitely from the front of the bank, they could come in, and we do have accessible for the handicaps. We have all that things. Definitely, we're going to make sure that. And the school, we have right now, one more thing I'd like to say, even I don't have final approval yet. Starbucks wants to come over there. Yeah, so that's very nice. And number two things, Luna Grill, he wants to come over there. So those are very well-known tenants. If I bring these tenants over there, so definitely I'm be welcome to have school students over there. They come lunchtime or after work, they grab sandwich or coffee or something. So definitely I'm looking for very well tenants over there. Even, thanks God, I don't have to, I'm not desperate to rent it right away, so anybody comes, okay, take it. No, I'm going to pick my tenants very well. So if I do that, sir, I mean, right now they are paying nothing rent because it's very, nobody's forcing them. The signage they put over there, one of them with the banner, he says barbershop. The other one, he has no lights. I mean, I keep telling them, you cannot put banner over here. This is look like a East LA. This is Cerritos. You cannot put banner. Like signage, gentleman, he says about the signage, definitely no window sign. I don't like that kind of things. If you're going to do something very professional, not handwritten. I mean, they put the handwritten sign over there. But it's been like that for 20 years, for God's sake. After I closed my escrow, I was mentioning to Suprina, I believe, I closed the escrow on Friday. Monday morning, I got 4 violations. I mean, what is this violation? One of them is the trees. The other one is the concrete water coming out, and the homeless people, garbage. So I did take care of all that. And I will never let down, especially Mr. Clearance. I mean, he's the code enforcement person. Very polite, very nice, very professional, by the way. And I would never let you guys down on this. Something has to be, all my properties, all my centers, all of them, sir, is very, very prime locations and prime condition. I would never do something over here you guys would be not happy with, especially Jeremy. He's going to get so upset with me after he finds out I'm not following the things. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, may I have your name, please?
My name is Vasken, V-A-S-K-E-N, like in Nancy, T-A-T-A-R-I-A-N, Tatarian.
Okay, Mr. Tatarian, thank you for sharing your experience with the process and how the city the staff has been helpful, and your interaction with code enforcement was positive, and all the help, because we seldom hear, satisfied customer giving us feedback. Most of the time, majority of the time you hear people complain. Right? I mean, that's automatic. If you're not happy, you go and complain. But most of the people, when they're happy, that's what I expect in Cerritos.
That's correct.
Okay, we pay you, you do good service, so it's expected. So to hear something coming from our new owner, it's really refreshing, and I know the staff and our commissioner really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
And my question is that I probably told the city, how would it match the remaining stores once you have your beautiful, beautiful place?
Let me tell you what happened.
Uh-huh.
I went to the liquor store guy,
Yes.
you know, because, I mean, he's a very nice guy, but he's very stubborn. So I went over there. I said, if you like to sell it, I'd be glad to buy your building so I could combine everything. Even the corner property, I like to buy it. So he says, oh, you the new owner? I said, no, sir, I'm the manager. I don't want to tell him I'm the owner because I don't want to give him his answer right away. He says, $10 million. I said, for what? He says, for my store, $10 million. I said, okay, so it's not for sale then. He says, no, it's for sale with $10 million. I said, okay, thank you very much. I walked out. I went to the corner one. You know, it's the owner, he stays over there, doesn't turn on the lights. I mean, because he doesn't want to lose electricity. His lights is very old. But like Jeremy says, anybody do any remodeling over there, they have to come or anything. They have to match my plan. They cannot do their own plan over there. So I went to other guy. The guy, he says, out, out, out. So it's okay. I don't mind, you know. So, and I went to the gas station, by the way. My background, I was highest pumper in Southern California for Arco gas station. Average people, they used to sell 150 to 300,000 maximum. My sale was 1.2 million gallon a month. So until today, sir, nobody broke my record. You know, I used to have 11 AMPMs. By the way, that 1.2 million in one gas station only. So I used to have 11 AMPMs. So I'm very well, and my eye is on that corner. But I don't want them to go say, I bought the shopping center because it's going to increase it. The value estimated appraisal price in that gas station is about 3 million, 3.5 million max. I offered them $4.2 million. Still, he's hesitated. He's not, now I heard something, he bothers me. So if they're going to go and do some kind of remodeling, that means he's not going to sell it. You know, so, but if it's for sale, I will not let it go. Trust me, I would love to own that gas station because no matter what, I started with the gas station in this country. I came here in 1978. I used to pump gas to the people. In that time, if you guys remember, all of them is full service. See, they didn't have very little self-service. I used to check the oils and check the tires. So I know the gas station business very, very well. And I'm very much recognized in the Arco company with the AMPM, Smart Pro, and the MPNG Tune-Up Center. If you guys remember all this, you know, I do have all these things experience in it. So no matter what, in that gas station, if it's for sale, I'm owning it. Matter of fact, Mr. Goodpaul, I told him, go to him and go a little bit higher price. It's okay if he doesn't want to let him consider because he doesn't live in the area. He lives in Pasadena, and he drives once or twice a week over here. So, but luckily, they're doing almost $1.50 in the per gallon, the profit right now because the situation we are in. In my time, we used to make 3 cents a gallon. Now they're doing $1.50. That's why he doesn't care if he sells any gas or not. So even if he's selling 30, 40,000 a month, yeah, I should do that a day. Honestly, God, if I get that location, I'm going to do over there 1 million gallon because you know why? Because we don't have not Home Depot, Costco close by.
Yeah.
So I know how to handle it.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. You have a lot of story. I need to take you to lunch so we can have more.
Sorry,
time.
I took so much of you guys' time.
Good. I have one more. Just
okay.
just a last comment. I think it's a great match having somebody in your caliber who does everything correctly and to the next level. And we in the city of Cerritos provide the same service the way you expect us to do. So thank you for having a vote of confidence in our city. Thank you for bringing this business, and we are ready to recommend or not recommend this item. So we're moving on. So
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I gotta tell you, and then I leave. Sorry for my accent, number one. You know, the gentleman before me, he was speaking very high language. I said, how am I going to go match that? But this is me. You know, I came here 1978. Thanks God. United States has been good for me. America has been good for me. That's the way it is. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Any more questions, discussions? No? Can I have a motion? Oh, yeah, any more public speakers?
David Pyleman. Mr. Surtee, a very good question about the school. I don't have my notes with me on the ABC School District side, but that school will be changing in the next 2 years because of the reconsolidation. So there will be, I believe, there will be more students on that campus, and so this may be relevant. So I spend a lot of time outside the city of Cerritos. I go a lot of places. I go to a lot of parking lots that are very crowded. I go to a lot of stores where it's difficult to get parking. So I'm very concerned, and with every presentation that there is, about parking. So the gentleman just spoke about the parking spaces behind the stores being for employees, and that's good. But again, there's less incentive for people to park behind a building than in front of the building. So if there's not adequate parking in front of the building, then this is a discouraging factor. If you'll recall, some of you were on the Planning Commission when the building store at Carmenita and South Street closed and a gym went in there. And if you recall, that property also is one where there are several owners in what we would call that large shopping center. And so now if you look at what's happening, a lot of those people who are not owners, are not proprietors within the part of the shopping center that includes the Ralphs and the fitness center, they are inundated with parking during certain hours. So let's talk about the fact that there may be 191 parking places there, but are they all convenient parking places for the people who are going to shop there? So where are some of those people going to park? They're going to park in front of the other stores, so that should be a concern. Okay, so now we're going to have, we talked about signage. There's going to be signage now on Carmenita and on Artesia to tell us, you know, which stores are in that building. Okay, well, let's look at the map and see that what part of that property actually fronts onto Artesia Boulevard. And so where is that sign going to be, and how large is it going to be, and is that going to reduce the access to that property? So that, I think, should be something that you would think a little bit about. Then one of the things that Jeremy spoke about was that, okay, so now we've got 191 parking places. That's lower than there technically should be. But now if there's a new tenant that comes in, then we'll take a consideration of whether there needs to be more parking for that new tenant. So now, is this going to be a discouraging factor to get more tenants into that area? So I think these are factors that you should consider. Yes, the place looks terrible. It's going to be improved, yes, and that's a positive effect. More landscaping is a positive effect. But there are down factors here too, maybe, so we should make consideration of those. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prawan. Any more people? Yes, please.
Hi there, Samir Ram. We are the owners of the liquor store. We own that portion. It's only 4.03% of the entire center. It was actually a pleasure to meet you the first time. In the beginning, we were very forthcoming. The signs that you showed me, everything was nice. And then I don't know where we had the disconnect. I'm more than willing to work with your plan, but I was not shown any of it. I think it looks great, and I would love to be a part of it. Yeah, so I have no disagreement on this update. I think it's great, and I would love to be a part of this because I think it looks wonderful, and I wish you'd shared that with me prior. Coming here is what actually allowed me to see, like, what is the proposal of what to be done, and it does look great, and I have no disagreement in having this update done to the property. I mean, we've been here since 1992. We've owned the store since then. We tried to work with the previous ownership to upgrade, and it was very hard to work with them. So this is great to have someone who wants to upbring this. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to speak for the public hearing? Seeing none, I'm gonna close the public hearing for this agenda item. So now I would like to entertain a motion to recommend approval of property of this precise plan 1969-5 2026 amendment.
So I make a motion to review the resolution of Planning Commission approve of precise plan 1969-5 2026 remodel of the exterior of the existing building and complete other related improvements at the Carmenita Plaza North Shopping Center located at 133-212-13349 Artesia Boulevard.
Any second?
I second.
Thank you.
Okay, the motion was made by Vice Chair Chao-Han and second by Commissioner Reyes for recommendation to the City Council for approval of the precise plan amendment. At this time, the electronic voting has been activated. Okay, and all votes have been received and the motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. You're welcome. Now let's move to the next agenda item, reports. 7A report from designated commission staff liaison, Ms. Acuna.
Thank you, Commissioner Au and members of the commission. Staff just has one item to report tonight regarding a follow-up item request at the last Planning Commission meeting of June 3rd, 2026, as related to a request for the city's guidebook. It's reported tonight that staff did distribute the city's guidebook for elected and appointed officials to all the commissioners and further information regarding the city's policy and on how planning commissioners can bring forth policy changes in accordance with the guidelines listed in there. That's all my reports tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Acuna. And then 7B, reports from Planning Commission members. And I have an announcement on behalf of the city about the Let Freedom Ring celebration. We would humbly ask the residents of Cerritos to join the city of Cerritos and the Let Freedom Ring Committee at the annual Let Freedom Ring celebration held every Independence Day. The 4th of July celebration is held at the Cerritos Civic Center and includes rides, gourmet food trucks, entertainment, and a bell ringing ceremony. The evening culminates with a fireworks show. Bring chairs and blankets for seating in designated areas. Any other reports from the commission?
No other report beyond the fact that this is a momentous year for us. This is the 250th anniversary of our country. So please come out, celebrate with us. No, we don't have the best fireworks, but we are the most appropriate fireworks for the city that we represent.
Thank you, Vice Chair Chao-Han. Yes,
Yeah,
Commissioner.
yes, thank you, Chair. I would like to echo Commissioner Chao-Han. Happy 4th of July to everyone, to the residents of Cerritos. Just a reminder, PSA, that a lot of pets disappear right after 4th of July because of the fireworks. Keep the pets inside. Try to comfort them during the fireworks, and make sure the doors and windows are closed so that if they want to run away, they get scared, so they will stay inside the house. So again, have a safe 4th of July. Enjoy the 4th of July, and if you're staying out of the sun, know your SPF number and drink water. Hydrate. Thank you very much. And pool safety. A lot of people will be jumping in their pools, making sure that the kids, the gates are locked, and the kids are wearing the safety pool equipment, pool safety equipment. Thank you, and again, happy 4th of July to everyone.
Well, enjoy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. Now I declare the meeting adjourned.